Hi, I'm Deanna Fenton, and this is day 3 of some of the most common mistakes, or should I say maybe the most overlooked aspects of working with your Kajabi site. I am joined today by my able assistant, Buster D. Cat, who he was there yesterday too, but he was sleeping and not participating very much. Today it's kind of a twofold issue. I find that a lot of people, when they get started with Kajabi, have a lot of confusion of the difference between a product and an offer. And I am going to try and break it down in the way that I typically refer to it. And I'm going to show you a really interesting hack, because many of you are starting out on the basic plan and you are very limited on the number of products that you can have. So I'm going to show you a way that you can actually sell things on Kajabi without having a product. Now, it doesn't work for everybody, but if you have this kind of structure in your business, this may be a great opportunity for you. So let me show you this handy dandy flowchart to try and break down how I really describe the difference between a product and an offer. So you can see here in this particular flowchart, I have a product that is a course. Now, in my definition of Kajabi world, a product is typically protected content. So that can be a course, it could be your membership site. It's any type of content that you are going to have on your site where someone is going to need to log in to access that content. So having discussed it or described it that way, when I get to the other part of our conversation today, you're going to understand the difference a little better. So a product, in this scenario, I have course number 1 is a product. I have course number 2, which is a product. And I have a community product. So now we come to an offer. And an offer is really the way that you can sell a product or products. And that can mean anything from having a full pay for a course. So let's just say, for example, you want to have a $1,000 course, or $997 course. So you would create an offer for a full pay of $997. But it's more and more common these days that in addition to a full pay, you give people an option to pay over a sequence of time. So for example, you could have a second offer where the alternative is that people could pay $397 once a month for 3 months to purchase the course. It's just giving people a little more incentive, a little more flexibility in being able to purchase whatever it is that you're selling. So in this situation, and in most situations, you can have a product that is sold in more than one different way. In this case, 2 offers, 1 product. The next scenario of an offer is where you might bundle more than 1 product together and sell them as a set. So in this case, we have product number 2, which would be course number 2, and you might want to bundle that with a community aspect. You want to include that kind of forum activity to help support the students in your course. You could join those 2 products together and sell them as an offer, 1 price for access to both products. You have the flexibility of selling a product for different prices at a different time period or different structure. And you also have the ability to bundle products together and sell them as a set. Now, as I mentioned, if you are on the basic plan, you're limited to, I believe it's 3 products right now. Now, the interesting concept is you are not limited in the number of offers that you have on your site. So this scenario and this somewhat of a hack that I'm going to share with you right now has to do with those of you that maybe in addition to your courses and or membership sites, that you provide one-on-one coaching or strategy sessions or any type of one-to-one service that isn't part of a product. So in other words, if I'm selling consulting and I'm selling my consulting services on an hourly or in a package of so many sessions per month, that's not going to require anybody doing business with me to actually log into Kajabi. So I'm going to be delivering that service outside of my Kajabi site. Well, I can use an offer to do that and not attach an offer to a product. Where that is helpful for me is obviously I already have my infrastructure and my payment processing and my checkout process set up within Kajabi. So I don't need to have those external things set up, and everything can be within one particular site. Plus, I can use my Kajabi sales pages, landing pages, etc., to highlight those offers that I've got. Let me show you an example. So here on the Kajabi site, so obviously products and offers, product being the particular thing that you sell, the offer being how you sell that particular product, they're both located under products. So under products, I would have my membership site, I would have a mini course. In this case, I have my community. So from the, remember, product and offer sequence, Tech Tamers Club, the membership could be bundled as an offer with community. So I would have both my membership site where I deliver the content to my members and the community where the community interacts with one another. And those are bundled together for one price. Now, under offers, I would create that offer, you know, whatever I decide the price is, and I would bundle and say, I want the product membership site to be bundled with community for this price on a month-to-month basis. But what I also did is I created 3 offers that are for coaching, and they're one-on-one coaching. They are either one-off sessions or they're multiple sessions per month that are available on a subscription basis, but they do not require somebody to actually log into Kajabi to access any content. So that allows me, once again, to consolidate all of my shopping cart and my payment processing through Kajabi without tying it to a product. And the additional benefit is I can create a sales page. And as you know, you can create all kinds of different landing pages using Kajabi, but I can use this particular sales page to feature my offers. So once again, everything is integrated. I have my offer for my coaching sessions tied to how the billing and the payment processing is done in the checkout and the ongoing subscription, if that's a choice that somebody makes. I have the ability to sell it. And after somebody, for example, books a one-time call, it sends them directly to a Kajabi page that has my calendar embedded in it, and they can book their time. Now, none of these are tied to a product. So even though I'm a founder and I have unlimited products, but for those of you who may be just on the basic plan and you want to offer some type of one-on-one coaching or one-on-one sessions where actually the content is delivered outside of Kajabi, you can use an offer. I can tell you that I've learned myself early on making the mistake that I had services that are delivered outside of my Kajabi site, and I set them up as products, and they didn't need to be set up that way. We haven't talked too much about pipelines yet, because that's kind of getting into a bit more involved, and I'm really focusing on some of the initial, more common struggles that people have. But for example, I have created a pipeline for these offers, these coaching sessions. And this is where I'm saying that, for example, I had that sales page, sign up for the Kajabi coaching plan. I will show you one other thing, because this is tied to the confusion that some people have with products and offers, is somebody might say, but I have multiple offers to sell. So in my case, my offers are standalone, but you might have a product that you're trying to sell using two different offers. Offer number one is your full pay. Offer number two is your 3 pay, to use the examples that I started. This section in the Premier landing pages is called your pricing options. And all you need to do when you're creating your page is you go into add section. There we go. Sorry, a little bit of a delay there. Add section, and you scroll down and you will find the section called pricing options. I'm not going to add it because it's already added, obviously. So under pricing options, you can then say, what do you want your heading to be? What do you want your descriptive text to be? And then if you scroll down, you add these individual blocks, and you could have, it defaults to 3, but if you only have 2, you just delete one of the blocks. So you only have 2 showing. And then when you edit that, it asks you, what do you want your call to action to be? And what is the call to action that you want to happen? In my case, book your call. I'm going to send them to a checkout page so that they can pay. And then I'm going to show you the next step. And then it asks me, what is it I want to sell? And then I can go in here to my offers and choose the offer that I want to sell. So again, pricing sections, you can have however many pricing sections that are appropriate. And then you can link each one of the options to the particular offer that you want to sell. So now that I've done that, and remember now this is my pipeline for selling offers without a product. What I did is my thank you page. After they complete the checkout, they are sent to this thank you page where I invite them to go ahead and book their first call. And what I used here is I happen to like Calendly as my calendar booking system. There's Acuity, which I know a lot of people really, really like. And the beautiful thing about both of these third-party tools is they give you the code that you can embed to have your calendar appear on, in my case, this Kajabi thank you page. So again, the sequence is I created coaching offers that are not tied to a product. Those offers are offered for sale, pardon the pun, on a sales page where I give people the 3 options to purchase coaching. And then after they go through the checkout process, they're redirected to a thank you page where they can go ahead and book their first call using an embedded code from my Calendly account. That is kind of the bottom line and the structure of products versus offers. So if you have any questions, I'd love for you to go ahead and pop them in the comments, and I can swoop back tomorrow, or actually later today, and answer any questions that you have related to products and offers. And I am also going to take this another step further tomorrow, and we're going to talk about some of the other things that you can do in terms of using Kajabi for perhaps selling things that are not specifically course or membership site related. I will see you again tomorrow. So on Thursday, again, 11 a.m. Pacific time. That's noon Mountain time, 1 o'clock Central time, and 2 o'clock Eastern time. I'm getting really good at my time zones because I want to make sure everybody knows when the times are. And you can watch in the morning when I schedule the broadcast, and it'll pop up, and you can click on it to get a reminder so you're reminded when I go live. So until tomorrow, I will see you again. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.